What's up everyone, it's Kelly and today I've got another swatch review for you as well as a favorites video. So today I'm actually partnering up with Cirque Colors. I've got a lot to show you today. So we're going to be going over swatches of their latest collection, which is called Symphony. And then I'm also going to share with you my picks for their Black Friday sale, as well as their limited edition polishes that are a gift with purchase. So let's just start off with a little info on the brand if you haven't heard of them before. Cirque Colors is an independent nail polish brand that is based in the US, and all of their polishes are non-toxic. They are vegan, meaning they do not use any animal-derived ingredients, and they're also cruelty-free, meaning they do not test their products on animals. So Cirque is actually having a huge sale on their website right now. It's 20% off all products, plus you get a gift with purchase for orders over $75 while supplies last, which is 2 new exclusive polishes. So I figured I would start by showing you their Symphony collection, which just came out last week, I believe. And then I also want to share some fun holiday picks that I recommend grabbing during the sale. Honestly, I've done so many favorites videos on Cirque, but I really wanted to include some polishes that I've been really enjoying lately that I haven't talked about much on this channel or at all. So we are getting a batch of different shades this time. If you heard me talk about the same Cirque colors over and over again, I did pick different favorites this time. And then of course, I'm going to swatch the 2 exclusive polishes that are the gift with purchase. So yeah, let me just dive into all the swatches and then we can talk a little bit more about my thoughts on the collection, my thoughts on the sale, my picks, all that good stuff. So roll the swatch footage. So I'm actually going to start with the gift with purchase polishes because I'm really excited about them. The first of which is called Meringue, and this one is a super gorgeous, very, very light pink with an almost purpley undertone to it. And it is super packed with a pinky shimmer as well as a ton of holographic sparkle. And this is just one of those sheer buildable shades that is always going to look good no matter how many coats you do. It's actually a really beautiful sheer wash of color in just 1, and in 2 coats you still get a little soft hint of visible nail line, but it's still super gorgeous. And then in 3 coats, for me at least, it ended up covering up that visible nail line and giving a really solid color. So I feel like just kind of depending on my mood, I'll base how many coats I want to do on if I want it to be like really intense or kind of like a really soft, elegant palette cleanser kind of color. And then the other gift with purchase is Black Currant, and this one is kind of the opposite but also like a sister to Meringue. So we actually have a black base, but again we have this really intense pinky fuchsia shimmer running throughout, as well as the holographic sparkle. And this one actually gave me full coverage in 2 coats. If you have longer nails you might need a third, but oh my gosh, what an intensely sparkly glittery color. So stunning. I love how intense it is, and I just think this one is so unique. I love a pink leaning black. I think it's just so intense and perfect for any time of year. So honestly, both of these perfect winter shades, but also perfect any time of year staples. And now let's move on to their most recent collection, which is the Symphony collection. The first of which is Scarlet Jelly, which, as based on the name you can guess, is a deep red jelly. And as you can see, each coat makes the color a little bit more intense, a little bit more saturated, and a little bit darker. And I have to say, this one totally blew me away. Cirque has made a really incredible red jelly before, but this one absolutely takes the cake. It's this perfect wintry red kind of shade. I feel like it's going to be perfect for jelly sandwiches, for nail art, but just on its own in 2 coats or in 3 coats is so unbelievably gorgeous and elegant. I cannot get enough of this color. I don't know, I'm just like in my red zone lately, and this is perfect for that. Next up we have Songbird, and this is actually a magnetic topper. So we do have a clear base, and then within it we have a really intense rainbow sparkle running throughout that activates with the magnet. Now I just wanted to show you really quickly what it looked like on the nail on its own, but of course I would recommend this one as a topper. I actually think it looked really beautiful unmagnetized in 3 coats. It kind of just had like an interesting TV static rainbow sort of vibe, but this is what it looks like on its own on the nail. And of course as a topper, it really just looks so magical and cosmic, which I know is something I say all the time about magnetic polishes, but once I pulled away the magnet to reveal this manicure, I was so stunned. It looks so beautiful over black. You can just see every color of the rainbow, and I don't know, it just looked like a perfect little nebula on my nails. I also tried it in the velvet style over black, and it was super magical this way as well. I just love a really dark color with a rainbow sparkle. I think there's just something about about that looks so beautiful to me. It's very festive, it's very wintry, it's very night sky. So I think this one is totally magical, and it'll also be perfect for New Year's because it has a little bit of like a golden glow. And then we have the shade Harmony. This one is a super rich emerald green magnetic polish. So we have this intense dark jelly base, and then we have the green magnetic pigment running throughout. And this one is just such a stunning winter color. It feels like a perfect evergreen kind of shade. It has that really rich jewel tone to it, and it actually ended up giving me full coverage in 2 coats. But the way I like to magnetize, as I always say, is 2 coats for coverage and then a 3rd coat to magnetize, just to make sure. But when I magnetized it in the cat eye style, it looked so beautiful. We left behind this gorgeous, intense, dark green base, and then we have all of that emerald shimmer coming to the center. And then in the horseshoe style, it gave even more of a jeweled look to me. It literally just looks like a shimmering emerald, and then the way the light catches it is so magical. I love the dimension of this. I am so glad that I have been using the horseshoe magnet. It really makes polishes look so magical. Next up, we have the shade Melody, and this is basically the blue counterpart to Harmony. So we've got this gorgeous sapphire polish. We have an intense, super dark navy blue base, and then within it, we have an intensely vibrant, bold blue magnetic shimmer. And again, really nice opacity. It looked beautiful in 2 coats on its own, but of course I do like to magnetize the 3rd coat, so I applied a 3rd coat for that. And this one is another one that magnetizes to look like a stunning night sky to me, but this in particular just feels like a beautiful wintry night sky, so I especially loved that. I love that deep, almost black tone around the color, and then how intense that sparkle is in the center. And then again, in the horseshoe magnet style, it does leave a more jeweled kind of look to it. It's super dimensional. You can see that shimmer just coming alive as you move your nail around. And again, I just really like how deep that base color is because it really intensifies the way that the magnetic pigment looks. And then we have the shade Treble Maker, which is super exciting because this is actually a thermal color changing polish. And I feel like it's been so long since we've had one from Cirque, so I was super excited about this, but I was especially excited about the color choices here. So it's actually a black to purple thermal. It has a little bit of a jelly-like formula. I ended up getting full coverage in 2 coats, but if you have longer nails, I might suggest doing 3 coats just to make sure you don't get any visible nail line with that lighter color. But I'm just showing you that color shift with cold water and warm water so you can see the difference. It's a really intense shift. It's super fun. You don't need water to activate the color shift. I just feel like that's the easiest way to show on camera, but it really is so fun to play around with. And then last but definitely not least, in this collection, we have Notetorious, and this one is a topper. But what's really exciting about it is that it is not only rainbow glitters, but it's also holographic. So we have that holographic shine in a bunch of different colors in the rainbow. So no matter if you're in indirect lighting, direct lighting, inside, outside, anyway, you are going to see so much color on your nails, and it is just so fun. I wanted to show you what it looked like on its own first and see if it could be kind of built up. I do think that this is a fun look. I ended up getting decent coverage in 3 coats, and I think it could be a fun, soft manicure for your nails. But of course, since this is a topper, I did have to try it over another color. So I tried it over Treble Maker because I thought that would be fun to kind of see it over both a purple and a black vibe. And I think this is so gorgeous. I love this combination, especially because it started cooling down around the tip of my nails. So it almost looked like a perfect little French manicure with sparkle everywhere. So much fun. So just really quick before we dive into some of my holiday picks, I wanted to show you what the 6 polishes of the Symphony collection look like together. We have really beautiful wintry vibes here. I love the intense rich colors. I love the 2 toppers having a rainbow topper and then also a rainbow magnetic topper. It is super fun. I feel like they really excel over deeper colors. And then we have like a rich purple tone, a rich red, a rich emerald, a rich sapphire. Just feels so perfect for winter, for the holiday season, and also just staple colors to have in general. So a really great collection overall. But now let me get into some favorites that I also think you should pick up during the sale. So let's start off with Rosewood Jelly. I actually recently talked about this in another video, my November favorites, but but I really want to mention it again because I feel like this polish has not gotten enough love, and it is so intensely beautiful. It's like a slightly dusty, rosy, reddish kind of jelly, and in my opinion, Cirque just makes incredible jellies. They are so versatile. You can wear them on their own for a softer, sheer looking manicure. You can build them up to more coverage. You can wear them in jelly sandwiches. You can use them in nail art, and I just think this is such a beautiful, neutral kind of color. I know it's a red pink kind of vibe, but it's also just like a good basic shade that you can have any time of year, and you can mix and match it to work for any season. And then we have Jade Jelly, and this is another one I totally love. It's actually a very different vibe because this is one of their more milky jelly kind of polishes. So I feel like their jellies are either the very sheer kind of look or the milk bath kind of look, and Jade Jelly falls into the second category there. I just think it's such a beautiful color. It feels like a perfect subtle nod to winter holidays because it kind of feels like that soft sage green, but it also could work for other seasons as well because it is lighter and brighter. So I feel like both of these colors are just really good soft shades, but also good subtle Christmas vibes. Next up, we have the shade Limelight, and I know I did somewhat recently review this collection. I think it was from the summer, and you're probably thinking, why would you recommend such a bright shade for wintertime? But this to me is just such a fun holiday pick, and I think I've been talking about it a lot, but I have just been loving the like Grinch Christmas vibe, and I think this encapsulates that so perfectly. We have this really intense lime green base. We have a fun duochrome shimmer that shifts from like this pinky purple into blue, and then we also have a holographic sparkle running throughout, so it really does feel festive to me. I think it's just so fun, and of course you can also make it work for the spring and summer because it's so vibrant. Now I know I just showed you a blue magnetic polish, but I really want to talk about Blue Velvet, which is another just classic favorite Cirque polish of mine. I think this is such a beautiful color, and I actually think it's different enough from Melody to justify owning both because this one is a much lighter blue kind of shade. We actually have a really gorgeous jelly blue, but the shimmer within it is white. So once you magnetize it, you leave behind all of that gorgeous deep blue, and then you get a white sparkle instead of like a blackish base with a blue sparkle in there. So really, however you magnetize it, it looks so stunning. It definitely gives a velvety look. As a David Lynch fan who loves Blue Velvet, I also love the name of this polish, but I just think it's overall so beautiful. I think it would be really cool in a manicure with Melody because I actually think that they look really nice side by side. And let's finish off with a couple of toppers. This first one is Azúcar, and this one is an iridescent mini hex glitter topper. I just think this one is so pretty and festive for any time of year, but I especially love in the wintertime working with these sort of iridescent shades because they kind of remind me of snow. I feel like over lighter colors, they do give a very soft, ethereal sort of look, and then over deeper colors, they give a more rainbow, almost like holographic vibe to them. Just showing you what it looks like over Jade Jelly. I think this is such a fun combo, and again, it gives this like very subtle holiday vibe because it has a little bit of like a Christmas tree with ornaments on it vibe, but also just in general a fun bright color palette that you could wear any time of year. And last but not least, we have the shade Twinkle Tweed, which is another polish that I talked about semi recently in a short because I don't think this one gets enough love either. This is the coolest, most fun glitter topper. It is a bar glitter, but it's also holographic. There's so much going on in here. It's super fun, and I just feel like people do not give bar glitters a chance because sometimes people think they look a little bit hairy, but when they're holographic, I think they just look so fun and festive. It reminds me of confetti or tinsel or fireworks or something like that, and I just think it's so festive and fun. So this is another one that I highly recommend for any time of year, but I especially think it is super fun for wintertime because it works perfectly for all the winter holidays. So here it is over Rosewood Jelly, just such a cute combo. And then this is probably kind of a random chart, but I wanted to show you all the polishes that I reviewed today in color order kind of. So we have both my holiday picks as well as the Symphony collection as well as the gifts with purchase, just because I feel like all of the colors that I talked about today are such perfect holiday vibes and I love to see it. So it's really fun to see them all lined up. We've got the reds, we've got the toppers, we've got the glitters, we've got the green vibes, and then we've got the blue vibes, and then we have that amazing black to purple thermal. So just a lot of really fun stuff here. I don't think you can go wrong with Cirque. I think they're an amazing brand with really good formulas. I especially love their shimmer graphics because they're so sparkly. I also think that their magnetics are super reactive and really intense, vibrant colors. And I've talked about them so much, but I just love their jellies. I think their jelly formulas are supreme and they can be used in so many different ways that just make them so magical. So yeah, really had fun playing around with this, making like my own little holiday color palette to go along with the holiday sale. So hopefully you enjoyed, but yeah, let's talk about it a little bit more. So yeah, those are all my swatches. We've got the new holiday polishes. We've got my picks that I think would be really fun for the holidays as well. And then we've got those two new gorgeous limited edition polishes, which honestly I love. They are so absolutely stunning. And I really love that Symphony collection as well. I feel like it definitely gives a little bit of like a dark, moody holiday vibe. And then of course my picks were a little bit more curated to be like brighter, funkier holiday vibes. So I had a lot of fun picking those out, but honestly, you can't go wrong. I feel like there's a lot of amazing Cirque polishes. I've talked about them so much on this channel. But anyway, as a reminder, the details of the sale are everything is 20% off until Wednesday, December 3rd. There is no discount code. Everything just applies automatically in your cart. And like I said, while supplies last, you can get those two limited edition polishes as a gift with your purchase of $75 or more. So I'm just gonna link everything down in the description. You can check them out if you're interested, but I'm curious to hear your thoughts. What are you picking up during the sale? What do you think of their newest collection? And what do you think of those two limited edition polishes? Let me know in the comments. We can chat about it. And if you enjoyed my swatch and review / favorites videos, please give this one a like. It really helps me out. It lets me know I'm doing a good job. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe. I love you all, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye. Obviously, we have to do a fun wintry would you rather for today. So my question is, would you rather have the ability to transport to a cozy winter cabin anytime you want, or summon snow where you are whenever you want? I think I would choose to be able to go to a cozy winter cabin, because then I could just kind of have like a little escape that I can go to anytime. I'm assuming it's always winter there. And I feel like it's honestly almost the same as like being able to summon snow, because if it's like the middle of summer and I'm really hot, and just making it snow, it would be kind of the same situation, except for in this scenario, I also get a cozy cabin. So obviously I'm going to choose the cozy cabin, provided that it has electricity and Wi-Fi. Those are my requirements. But yeah, let me know your answer to the would you rather question in the comments below. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like it could also be beneficial to like perform some magic for people and like do that as a party trick, or like make someone's birthday really special or something. So I don't know. But anyway, like I said, let me know in the comments. We can chat about it, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!